Does your website need more traffic? Well, visit overflowcafe.com today. They make websites popular, and over 41,000 people use their service to gain more customers. They are winning at business. What about you? Visit overflowcafe.com today.
Hi, this is your girl T with Rockefeller's Barbershop, located at 1733 Babcock in San Antonio, Texas. Whether you're looking for a haircut, a shave, braids, dreads, weaves, color, we do it all here at Rockefeller's. You can hit me up at 210-884-9046. That's for call or text. And on Facebook and Instagram at Takesha Williams. That's TAKESHIA Williams. And you're listening to us now on I Am Refocused podcast on iHeartRadio.
You are listening to I Am Refocused podcast special edition with your host, Shemaya Reed. This podcast is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. Now, let's tune in into today's podcast.
This is I Am Refocused podcast, and today we have an awesome show lined up for y'all. But before we get to the guests, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Top of the list, we have Rico Rodriguez at Rockefeller's Barbershop. You need a haircut? Make sure you check out my boy, because he has everyone locked down in San Antonio. Big shout out to Miss Kim, River City Donuts, Baby McClinton, All Sports Speed and Conditioning. Go visit his website, allsportsfitness.net. We also got DW Brooks Freedom Home. Last but not least, we have overflowcafe.com. Does your business need more web traffic? You need to go overflowcafe.com. Today we have a trap recording artist, Ponzo Houdini. He is from Buffalo, New York. And man, he had a long time in the industry. 2007 is when he got started with his first song, You a Lame. And you know what? I'm going to just introduce him right now. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on with you, man? I'm doing good, man. Just working, man. Just working.
So, man, you have a history, man. I mean, all the way to MySpace, because I had to just break the cycle and say, man, let me get him in the show.
Facts. Appreciate that. Yep, definitely. Been working since MySpace and just keeping it pushing even after the social media buzz go, social media die out. I'm still going to be working the streets.
I mean, you went from A&R, Slip and Slide Records, King V reached out to you, and now you speed up. Currently, you're doing big things, man. Tell us what's current right now.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm working. Last situation I had was with Atlantic Records, which I didn't get that deal because the deal that I was looking for, I didn't have, a big enough fan base for it. So, I just decided not to go with the regular traditional 360 deal that they were offering. And I decided to keep working my brand and my record label, Cake Boss Life Entertainment, until I get the fan base that I need to be able to, break into the industry the right way.
And before you even started your label, man, tell us a little bit about your life before that situation.
Well, growing up, I grew up downtown Buffalo, New York, in the Jefferson Projects, Frederick Douglass Towers. Basically, I grew up, my mother, she was a victim of substance abuse where, she started, doing crack cocaine. And then, my father took care of me and my brother. He raised us. So we grew up in a real violent and, drug infested neighborhood. So, we had to survive, basically. That was a part of our lifestyle, just surviving every day. And, I got accustomed to it as I grew up. Then I just, became a product of my environment, started selling drugs, went to jail, caught felonies, went to prison after the first felony, caught another felony, went to prison, still selling drugs. And, just that second time around, I had to, turn my life around and, do something for the better. I got kids, a family. So I'm like, got to do something differently. And, what I want to do through my music is, tell my story and also, give some advice, and hopefully I could change a couple young dudes or even older dudes that's still in the game minds about being in the streets and, try to get something positive out of it, and just, share my story with the world.
And with your fan base that you're growing with Cake Boss Life Entertainment, what's some of the recent things you've been doing with this label? Like, what's some of the recent shows that you've been doing?
Well, I've done shows with the biggest show I did was I opened up for Future. It was a 5,000 crowd, 5,000 people was my biggest show to date. And, that show was like amazing, man. Like, I mean, it it was just so many people. Like, I mean, and the crazy part about it, it was a few people that knew my music in the crowd because it wasn't that far from my hometown. So therefore, it was some people that did know my music, but it was just the fact that people was really rocking with the music. And, you know, I just like the vibe that I got with that. And then, you know, I did like a little mini tour with OJ the Juiceman. We toured in like 3 locations. And it was just a beautiful thing, you know, working with him. We got a song out, a video on YouTube called Take a Bath. That single was also on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere as well. Just working, man, and it's all independent. I don't have nobody in the background doing nothing. I'm funding everything. I mean, I come from a city where, you know, there is no famous people or no big artists that's in the industry, you know, so therefore I just had to go outside of my city and network and work hard to make these connections and, you know, just continue building.
And with so many artists out there trying to do the same thing you're doing, they're trying to stay on their grind, put the city on the map. What advice would you have someone who might just, you know, recently just got started and they're frustrated? What's some words of wisdom that you can give to those new artists out there who are trying to do things like you?
Well, best advice I can give you is do your homework. They got Google, they got YouTube, all the information is there for you. There's no excuse, you know. Everybody got 24 hours. If you're healthy and you're physically healthy, you get up every day and move around, there is no excuse for failure. They got all of these things out here. And there's also physical books that you can read. But, you know, I mean, to make it easier on yourself, there's Google and YouTube. You know, you can Google or YouTube anything that you want to learn about as far as the music business and how to market and promote. Because that's what most of the artists are missing. They got great product, which is the music. They just missing the marketing and promotions, you know what I mean? And then that actually takes a couple of hours too. So you got to make sure you have your budget in order to promote your records correctly. And then, you know, it's just all about getting out and networking so that you can know where to push your records and who to deal with as far as doing it. Because there's a lot of scams out here. And if you don't know and you green to the game, they will take your money and won't provide you with nothing that's going to help you.
Man, that's good right there. We are talking to trap artist Ponzo Houdini out of Buffalo, New York. And 3 months, 6 months from now, what's some of your goals as an artist?
Realistically, I want to release another project, and I also want to be went on a promo tour where I reach at least 10 different states, and actually just go out and shake hands and meet people, and, you know, just try to create a bigger range for my buzz. And also, I hopefully, if everything goes right, the song that I've been pushing, hopefully it picks up. Then I'll be able to, you know, push it a little bit further to make it a hit record. So that's what I'm pushing for, to get that one big record, as well as, you know, keep putting out product for the, you know, my fans. But I just want to keep pushing the record and then, you know, get my first hit record. That's what I'm searching for. Knock one out the park and then keep going from there.
If you could work with any artist in the industry right now and they were willing to call you within 24 hours, who would you want to work with and why?
Jay-Z, you know, that's my biggest aspiration, because as far as he made it and all the loopholes he done been through, you know, he's my idol, basically. You know, Jay-Z, he's a family oriented dude. You know, he's all about business, and, you know, he's very successful. So I'm looking to, you know, pattern and mirror that same, you know, blueprint that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? So I respect him a lot. Some few more, but Jay-Z the first. I'm always going to pick that first.
And at the end of the day, man, when it comes to success, what is success for you in your world?
Realistically, success for me in the music world and in life in general is me to have, you know, like some property that I have invested into that's producing income every month. Also, you know, having my music, you know, being streamed ridiculously amounts of time. So where I'm generating a lot of money, me getting booked for shows heavily, me a couple plaques on my walls from hit records and, you know, top 100s, and just, you know, being able to live comfortably and being able to take care of my family and set up a legacy so where my family don't have to go through the stuff that I went through in order to get to where I'm at. So I just want to be, you know, set financially, you know, comfortably. Now, and financially comfortability is different from each person. Me personally, I don't have to have $100 million, but I would love to have $100 million. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just want to be, you know, we're comfortable, and I got, you know, living a nice lifestyle and comfortable, and my family is straight, and I'll be able to set some stuff up for my kids for when they get older and not going to leave behind.
And earlier in the show, you mentioned about resources with YouTube and how we have all this technology to help us get educated and use that knowledge for marketing ourselves and branding ourselves online. What's some of the tips you have for artists out there who maybe don't understand marketing with social media like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook? What's some of the things that you've learned personally pushing yourself out there?
Well, I learned that you got to take advantage of the Facebook and Instagram. They have these ads. You have to take advantage of those ads and, use the sponsor ads. I mean, for like $100, you can get thousands of people to see whatever you're trying to do. So say, for instance, if you're in the inner city and you got a little small buzz in your town, you would set an ad in that city that you're in, and then you look at your demographics. How old is your fan base? I mean, what type of people like your music? So you would set those key details on your ad, and then you would just push it, put $100 behind it to start and just push it to those people. And, you're going to get a good response back. And then you just start to build your catalog of, your music, as well as you defining who is your demographics. The key of success in this music industry is find out who are you pushing the music to. Who are you speaking to when you do music? And once you find out who that is, that's all you need to be successful. Be focused on to be successful. It's just them, not the whole world, because the whole world is not going to like what you're doing. But what they're going to do is, what you got to do is you got to focus on just that demographics that your music caters to. So, once you find your demographics, which is the type of person, or people or group of people that like what you're putting out as far as your music and product.
That's true, because that's clarity, and a lot of people lack that clarity. That pretty much it just prevents them from growing as a person, and it prevents the brand from being noticed from people. So we touched on who would you want to collab with if they were able to call you in 24 hours. But let's say this: if you can perform anywhere in the world, where would you want to perform and why?
I would love to perform at Coachella. Because that's a big event and that's an epic scenery where I feel like if I get there, I feel like I've, made a big step in my career. And, that's one of the major places. It's a couple more like Summer Jam, just a couple more. But that's the major one, Coachella. I feel like, I really made it somewhere once I get to perform on a stage.
And before we wrap up the show, we are talking to artist Ponzo Houdini. You are a family man, and we have so much stuff happening in this world, man. What are some of the things outside of music that you use to keep you motivated?
I like to read. I like to work out. I read mostly through audiobooks, so I listen to audiobooks actually. And working out, it keeps me motivated. And, I just got kids and a wife and, just family and just building with my peers that I keep close to me, and, watch your surroundings and, your people, places and things. It's very important to be successful in the world and to stay alive, because, it's a lot going on out here in the street. So whether you in the streets or not in the streets. So,
Exactly. And when it comes to your music and your songs and when you put it out there in the world, what's that one thing you want each fan to take away when they leave the concert?
I want everybody to just take away like they a part of my life. Like they really can, really experience, like they feel like they really lived the life that I lived and, like experienced it. And I want them to feel the passion that I have for this music. And I just want them to also learn something from everything that I'm going through, that I've been through. And hopefully they won't, make the same mistakes that I have made. And then hopefully I can, help them in their life with some of the things that I've rap about.
Well, there y'all go. Before we end the show, man, how can people stay in touch with you?
It's Ponzo Houdini. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at PONZOHOUDINI. Again, that's Ponzo Houdini at PONZOHOUDINI. I'm mostly active on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back. Also, I just dropped a new music video today called "You Wasn't There." It's a very touching subject about, just fake love, people not being there when you down, but as soon as you blow up, they want to be around. So everybody, I'm pretty sure, has either witnessed it on their own life or somebody else's life. So it's a dope video. Check it out. It's available on YouTube. Again, that's Ponzo Houdini. The video name is You Wasn't There.
That's what's up, man. That is Ponzo Houdini on this show. And before we go, man, who you want to give a shout out to?
Man, I just want to give a shout out to the iHeart show. I appreciate y'all for having me on the show. And I just want to give a shout out to my city, Buffalo, New York, as well as my publicist, CC Vance, Sheeta Trillis.
That's what's up, man. Well, we want to do the same shout out to everybody in Buffalo, New York. We want to give y'all so much love, and make sure you check out Ponzo Houdini, and let's put Buffalo, New York on the map. Y'all keep sharing this show, and make sure you keep listening to Ponzo Houdini. Like we close every show, every single week. We never leave y'all without these last words. Keep God first, stay focused, and peace.